Hello, eavesdroppers, and welcome to another pop culture tarot reading. I hope you all are feeling like $1,000,000. On today's episode, we are looking into Young Pharoah. A reading on Young Pharoah, who recently made an appearance online. He has been absent MIA for a while. He made an appearance and people are questioning whether he is in the right headspace, if he's doing well mentally. I just want to look at his energy and see what's going on. He doesn't appear to be himself. He appears to be different, appears to have some kind of handler who had a questionable t-shirt on saying that he had a pact with the devil. Just really questionable. He had some long fingernails and, people were, I guess people were objecting to that more about the sexuality. But for me, it's just very uncharacteristic of Young Pharoah based on what we have known over the years. For those of us who are familiar with him and his talking points and his work over the years. So I want to look into his energy and just check in on him and see what's going on. Everything I say in this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. I have no proof, so take it with a grain of salt. If you have anything to add to the conversation, please leave it below. Let's get into it. When it comes to the appearance of Young Pharoah, what we saw, I'm actually seeing here that this may have been a little bit intentional. That he may have put some thought into popping up with these fingernails and trying to get people talking about him. He could be trying to emerge again on the scene, and maybe he's just trying to get people interested in talking about him again. It feels like it was very intentional. And I do see some other energy here that something may be going on, but I want to just say to start, this was intentional based on this card that I just pulled. Okay, so his next card is the Seven of Swords. Yeah, this is about plotting and scheming, okay? But this can also be shame and embarrassment. I feel like this is him. This is going to probably sound weird. He's playing a game. If he is, in fact, under the rulership or the power of someone else, he's playing that game until he can figure out a way out. If there is still any, I don't know, small essence of him left in there, and not just the shell, he seems to be doing this strategically. Almost like he's playing along with whatever the game is they want him to play. Okay. His next card is Twisted, and Neurodivergent comes out as well. Okay, now I don't know that he's on the autism spectrum, but he could be. We have ADHD, neurological disorders, challenges, and developmental delays. He doesn't seem to fit that criteria, but he was a very intelligent young man. He is a very intelligent young man. And sometimes that can be signs that you have, extraordinary mental capacity or something. But I also feel like he could be going through some kind of mental break right now. Could very well be going through a spiraling mental health issues with Twisted here going into neurodivergent. I almost feel like Pharaoh is playing a game because there are handlers around him. I don't know how they got their grips on him. And again, this is alleged, but I strongly feel like he's saying I have to play this game right now. Show me more. Yeah, the next card says play your cards, right? So he's doing what he feels like it's the right thing. This could be karma, though, as well. This is the Justice card. Show me more. It says he's compromised. Okay, so we have more Seven of Swords energy here. Aquarius Moon. Now, there could be somebody grifting off of him. He has snake energy here, being a mole, being a traitor, or that could be somebody that has infiltrated and gotten into his energy, gotten into his head and played mind games. Okay, Young Pharoah has a birthright. He was born with a birthright. He is born as the heir to the throne. I don't know who he may be related to, but he could be related to someone that's important. But this could also be generational curses here, something he's inherited. I feel like he was supposed to be one of the chosen ones. He is one of the chosen ones. But I feel like something happened with the influence where it went a little too far. It went off the rails. In some kind of way, he lost the plot here. Fame and fortune sometimes comes at a price. There are multiple people involved in this. There are many hands in the pot, people who have contributed to his downfall. But he is supposed to be wealthy, successful, well-known. This was his birthright. And I feel like he was in alignment with his birthright. In some kind of way, he lost his way due to these people, this group of people. Okay, yeah, we have a smear campaign. We have a humiliation ritual. So this is about a humiliation ritual. Also, there could be something going on with evil eye, like people sending him the evil eye. I know he has a tattoo around his eye. I don't know if it was something that happened around the time he got that tattoo, because it could be. But there's a lot of gossip, a lot of smear campaign, a lot going on in his energy. He has a lot of swords energy, a lot of air energy here. I believe he's a Virgo. But we have the 9 and 10 of Pentacles on the table, which is why I'm saying he had a birthright. He was supposed to be someone to lead the charge. He was called for this. But that could also represent generational curses. He was supposed to be the heir to the throne. He was a young man who were following behind a lot of people in the conscious community who were teaching him and guiding him. And I feel like he ended up outpacing a lot of people that he came up under. He was a brilliant mind. In some kind of way, there was a conspiracy here. This 10 of Swords energy is hex energy, curse energy. Show me what, yeah, we have the powers that be. Confirmation. So these are authority figures, institutions. Has he been institutionalized? Something happened when he went into an institution. That could be prison. That could be a mental institution. He was taken into a facility and something was done to him allegedly. It says law and order, government, justice, judicial system, those in charge who enforce power have abused their power within an institution when it comes to him. So some kind of brainwash, some kind of manipulation of the mind. Wow. Yeah, he was put through some kind of examination here, or an investigation that made him switch up how he was moving. I don't know the issue he could have with his mother, but there could be a mother wound here, or this could be something from his mother's side of the family. It's saying he has an overbearing, smothering mother or maternal figure. That could even include a baby mama, though. Someone who's in toxic, distorted feminine energy, someone who's a karmic that he attached himself to. So, interestingly enough, he has the 6th house, which is Virgo energy, the house of health. He is a Virgo. And this is about choices and their consequences, about your daily routine and how it's either working for you or working against you. This is about taking inventory of how it is affecting your health and make necessary changes if needed. So it feels to me like he is still in there. For all those who are saying, okay, he looks like a shell of himself, I don't see anything behind his eyes, he's still there. He's very much still there. He's just trying to navigate his circumstances right now. I'm going to look specifically at this handler that I feel like was sitting beside him. Okay. So he's basically fighting a mental war is what he's showing me. This is all mental. His next card says you are not what you've been through, but he's also showing me relationships and how relationships have been a part of his downfall, possibly with someone he had a child with, or maybe even a mother figure. It says he always ends up disappointed and heartbroken. He attracts emotionally unavailable lovers, short-lived romances, and it never ends well. Wow. So this was a coordinated effort for someone to enforce their will or power on him. They could have even used this woman to get to him. Someone was a conduit to these people getting to him. And it was through an institution. Wow. Yes, it says here this is about uniform action and synchronization, close conformity with another person or thing in rigid conformity, synchronized movements and behaviors on one accord, solidarity, a common goal, integration of masculine and feminine energies, conscious and subconscious working in tandem to get victory or success, the Chariot, Cancer energy. So he was in lockstep with some woman, some relationship that he had. Now let's look into this handler. When it comes to the handler, who is this man that is sitting there with him? The Hierophant, yes, it's the guide, it's the teacher, someone who is offering him guidance. It's a spiritual leader. Taurus energy, 7 of Pentacles, yeah, he's the understudy, the student of this person. He's taking instruction from this person. Wow. Hierophant is also institution, so it's something that happened maybe 7 years ago. What happened 7 years ago? 7 of Pentacles is here. Something's been going on over the last 7 years with him. I don't know how long he's been out of the public eye, but was it around 2019? Let me see if I can find that answer. Because that looks like it may be very significant, but I just want to double check. I'm still here. Let me just look this up. I know he had YouTube channels. I haven't seen him on YouTube in years. Let's see when he went AWOL. Okay, so it says he's been missing for roughly 5 years following a series of video removals, channel terminations, and a dismissed lawsuit that began around 2020 to 2021. That there's something going on here with 2020, 2019. Okay, we're a little bit off. That would have been 7 years ago, but this is going into 2020, 2021. Now, what was the lawsuit and why was it dismissed? Because the stipulations may have very well been that he needed to play this game. So what was the lawsuit for? Okay, so while minor or re-uploaded backup fan archives occasionally surface, his primary verified channels remain terminated, and a federal court ordered him to pay legal fees to YouTube's parent company over his unsuccessful deplatforming lawsuit. Oh, so he sued the powers that be. There we go. There we go. That was what the nucleus of this issue was or is. Wow. They have him listed as an anti-Semitic rapper. Interesting. Yeah, they got him. They got him. Wow. So they have someone sitting around him. You got the Nonosaurus here. And this is institutionalized. Nothing with the mental. There's some kind of programming that went on. The Hierophant is about programming the mind to conform. And this card says, close conformity with another person or thing regarding this handler. So he's in lockstep with this person. This person follows him everywhere. On the card, you see a man standing watching a woman work. So he's essentially, this person is someone working with him, giving him guidance. Show me more. And there's a spiritual undertone to the relationship. We have the Three of Swords. He's very sad. He's very heartbroken. He wants to break free. He's in a mental prison. He's in a mental prison. Wow. They're trying to steal his life force, and I feel like they've been somewhat successful, but he's still in there. He is definitely still in there. He's got something up his sleeve. Yeah, he has something up his sleeve. We may hear something about him in Pisces season or the fall. Maybe towards the end of the summer, the end of Virgo season, he may be planning to, like I said, reignite some interest in his content, maybe even use a different platform. I see him a lot on TikTok. People still share his old videos. I feel like he may be up to something, but he's going to be doing it under the tutelage of this person because he doesn't know how to get away from them. This is extremely sad. He still has a lot to say. He wants out of a situation, but he feels tethered to whomever this person is or whatever this agreement was. There's a contract on the table on the card here. I can't see what it says very clearly, but it's a contract, and it's showing me a man and a woman. So I don't know if he has a son, but this could be someone he has a son with that was the catalyst for this, the conduit where these people got into his space. There's a woman involved. All right, y'all. Comment, like, subscribe. If you have anything to offer, I want to hear what your take is on Young Pharoah. Are you a fan? Are you someone who's curious about what's going on here? I feel like he may be trying to re-emerge, but the only thing is this person is always watching him. Always watching him. He may use a different platform, and he may not be exactly the same as he's always been, but it's because he's trying to play the game until he figures out a way out. Yeah. All right, I will see you at the next episode.